Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new Mercedes-Benz EQE AMG, and we're going to find out what AMG means when it's electrified. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this car. This particular one is still available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Let's start things off by going over the EV stats. So we've got 225 miles of full electric driving range, and that is made possible by a 90.6 kilowatt hour battery pack. And then this one has a dual electric motor setup. Now, power outputs are 617 horsepower and then 701 pound-feet of torque in the normal driving mode. There is a boost function that jumps things up to 677 horsepower and then 738 pound-feet of torque. Now, when it comes to the hood design, you guys can see that it is definitely function over form. In this case, it is as smooth as possible to be as slippery as possible. And when we pop down to the front end, you guys can see that that continues. Look at the headlight design and the front grille. Everything is all about aerodynamic efficiency. I do love the AMG badge there. I think that's pretty cool. And putting it all together, it definitely has a distinctive appearance. And with that being said, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, when it comes to our turn wheel setup, it is 265, 35, 21 in the front, and then 295, 30, 21 in the rear. And you guys can see we've got these AMG style wheels, which I think they look super sweet. You guys can also see the AMG script there on the red brake caliper. So it's got normal AMG stuff here on the side. Now, notice how soft the lines are on this car, and everything's kind of like rounded off. You can see here on the side with that. Again, it's all about aerodynamics. And here is your full side view with the EQE, and I'm going to be completely honest, I can't tell the difference between this and the EQS. So, like, let me know if you guys can tell the difference. Now we have our Mercedes AMG key fob. You've got your lock function with the AMG logo, unlock, and then the opening here for the trunk, and it's definitely a nice feeling key fob. Also, AMG there in the back too. Now, when it comes to the cargo area, it is actually pretty spacious, and I will be reviewing an EQS later today, so I'll kind of like compare the space with both of them, but I think it's pretty solid. And then notice we actually have these buttons up here to lower down the seats, and then you've got that button right there to lower the trunk down. And then I love the look of the taillights on this actually, and then you've got your badges here on the back. We've got the low profile spoiler here, and then you guys can see you've got parking sensors there at the bottom. So putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the style, but I think that I said it best earlier in the review. This is definitely function over form with this car. Now, taking a look at the door panel, this is actually pretty cool with the material use at the top, and look at the stitching, and then you guys can see the suede down below. Heated seats here for the rear, and we actually have frameless windows. And then taking a look at the seats, notice that's perforated all down the center, all blacked out with this car. Now, legroom back here is actually really good. Got a little storage pocket here, got some vents in the rear. Of course, we got the fabled armrest setup, and then last but not least, headroom. I'm pretty much touching the top, to be honest. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again with this trim, it looks like this is like the vegan leather, and then you can see the stitching throughout, and then suede down below. Heated and cooled seats, you've got memory seats, you got your seat adjustment here, all of our window controls, the mirror functions, and then they do power fold in. You guys can see they've also got blind spot monitoring. And then with the front seat, we got AMG there, and they basically look like normal Mercedes seats. We also have pretty cool looking pedals here at the bottom. You got your light control on the side here, and then you can see more of the suede, and then I like this, and then also more of the vegan leather there on the dash. Now, here is the steering wheel. You guys can see it's soft touch here at the top and at the bottom, then you got the golf ball texture here on the side so you can get a slightly better grip. Paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel as well, which is obviously interesting because it says up and down, but it's for the regen on the car. Then controls for the infotainment system, volume controls. This is your drive mode select on the steering wheel like other AMG models. And then you can also adjust a bunch of different items here with those little switches right there on the steering wheel as well. Adaptive cruise control controls for the center screen right there. Turn signal stock, and then we have our column shifter. Now, here's a center gauge cluster. It looks like this is just a normal Mercedes center gauge cluster, which is great because it kind of doubles as a secondary infotainment system, and it's so cool how customizable it is, and frankly, I just think it looks fantastic. Now, this does have a 360 camera system, so we've got lots of different viewpoints here with this car all around, and resolution's really good too. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, first off, we've got like this little shortcut bar here at the bottom. And, you know, overall response time with the screen is really good. Got this for the seats, so obviously we got massaging seats for the driver and the passenger. Also got all the ambient lighting, and you guys can kind of see the ambient lighting there at the top of the dash. But yeah, overall, infotainment system works great. We also have the little drive mode select here, so you guys can see the different drive modes that you can go between with this car. And yeah, we'll try the Sport Plus out today. And then notice everything that adjusts, including the sound. Interesting. Now I've got this tab right here, hides the wireless phone charging pad. Got some cup holder action with some USBs, and then center console there. Nice trim here on the top. And then this, to get it back in place, you just press that little button right there. And then with the glove box, oh, right there is the button. I was trying to find it. It's massive, actually. That's crazy. But yeah, look at the dash. And then the ambient lighting. This interior definitely has a cool effect. So we've got this slider here for the double sunroof situation. It's not a panoramic, but I mean, this one up front's big. And then we got a nice premium headliner. Now, before I show you guys the price, I want to show you guys that it does have DC fast charging. It's just behind this little door right there. So here's our window sticker for this EQE. You guys can see all the standard equipment. Base MSRP $106,900. Total MSRP $120,595. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do a blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let us set off in the EQE. Let's see what drive mode we're in. So we're just in comfort mode right now with it. And I guess I'll try to find out if there's a difference between this and the EQS, because like I said, when it comes to like looks, you can't really tell the difference, which is definitely a strange thing, because I'm supposed to be a car person. I'm supposed to be able to know the difference between all the different models, but like, you know, with these ones, they're just all so similar looking. Now, aside from that, seat comfort's really good. Got the ventilated seat function on. And I do like the look of the steering wheel quite a bit. The AMG steering wheel, I think, is just always such a cool thing. Okay, actually setting off in our maiden voyage here on the EQE. I really like how this drives. It's very comfortable. The brakes are strange, though, I will say that. It kind of feels like, I mean, that's what it is ultimately. It feels like a mix between high performance brakes and EV brakes with regen, obviously. And so it's just a strange feeling. They're very touchy. So I definitely think that'd be something that, you know, would take some time to get used to. So smooth. I mean, when it comes to like how this car drives, it's fantastic. I would say that this is probably, until I drive that EQS sedan, probably one of the best driving EVs, because it's just so comfortable. I mean, it's got all the Mercedes stuff, right? Really well insulated cabin. Like, it just has a lot. There's a lot to love here. Now let's pop it into the Sport Plus mode. Now the sound is set to powerful, so I guess things get even crazier once we go to the powerful sound here. Okay, well, we are in the Sport Plus mode. Whoa. That's stupid fast. That is stupid fast. Okay, so that, I was just seeing with the paddles and the recuperation, kind of like the overall setup there. But man, the acceleration on this thing is just bonkers. Okay, well, we'll get one last acceleration, then we'll fully cap things off here with the EQE. Oh my gosh, scrambles your brains. Yeah. It's an electric car with lots of power. Who would have thought? So, summing things up with this car. When it comes to looks, honestly, like, this is just me being completely candid. Mercedes, obviously, like I said earlier, they went for function over form. And so, like, it looks kind of like an egg, almost, kind of. It's not the worst looking car I've ever seen on the planet, but it's just strange to me because Mercedes makes some of the most beautifully designed cars on the planet. And again, they decided to go the scientific route with their EVs. And so I just find that interesting. Let me know what you guys think about the looks though, because obviously, you know, looks are subjective, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But aside from that, I think it drives amazingly well. It's really fast. The only thing I could knock it for on the EV side of things is just the range, but this is the performance version. They have versions that have more range than this, so if you don't care about crazy acceleration, you can get a version that has much more range. So let me know what you guys think about the EQE AMG, but it's pretty crazy EV.